personally, in my ad account, we spend $27,000 per day to book out my sales team's calendar of 8 sales reps. And let me tell you this, most of you who are running paid traffic, you always assume that it's around the targeting and the campaign structure and the setup. Andromeda recently came up with an update that changes the game forever. I don't care if you're spending $100 a day, $3,000 a day, $10K a day, or $20K a day or more like myself. I can confidently say that most of you scaling your ad accounts, you could never scale to this point. It would break within 7 days, if that. So what you're going to watch in today's video is a deep explanation of the Andromeda update and also what you need to be doing on the creative process side to actually get the most out of your ad spend. Now, one trick I'll give you right off the rip is a lot of people always ask me, hey Wojo, how do I get more creative inspiration? Where do I find other ad images to create? Where do I find other ad scripts? This is where you need to be a consumer. You need to look at the facts and the data. Okay, so personally, every single night when I'm laying in bed, I don't just doom scroll Facebook and TikTok to just doom scroll. I research and I see what other ads are getting tons of shares, engagement, and good, feedback-based comments because I want my account quality score to be high while I scale my ad account. A lot of people run ads and they get a lot of shit in the comment section that drops your account quality score, which makes it hard for you to actually scale your ad spend. So when I'm scrolling on Facebook, I find image ideas. I screenshot them, I put them in a Google Doc, and I give it to my graphic designer. He then takes those, uses the same copy congruently, and builds those images with our own inspiration on them. Okay, we're just finding content ideas that are doing well on the feed to keep this creative pinwheel going. As far as videos are concerned, I'm intensely testing new video hooks, scripts, backgrounds, just like this. You'll see some YouTube videos of me in hotel rooms. You'll see some of them with nice backgrounds like this. Okay, you'll see them with my regular background in my home office. Which ones work the best? I don't know until I try, because I'll tell you right now, if these videos do better and you guys subscribe and like and comment more and they bump my videos on the algo, this hotel is $3,500 a night. I don't mind coming here for 3 days a month and spending $10K to get better videos that perform better because the background builds more authority and trust. And you know that I can afford to stay here. So now all of a sudden, you know that I know what the fuck I'm talking about. Okay, so these are things that I'm thinking about as far as creative process and backgrounds and hooks and testing that really do dictate how well your stuff is going to perform. Okay, so that's the first hack right off the rip, is if you have a Facebook, on your phone, which you probably do if you're running ads, you just scroll and look at what people are running in your space. Odds are, if you're in the health space, you're going to see a bunch of health ads. If you're in the SaaS space, you're going to see a bunch of SaaS ads. If you're in the marketing space like me, I see a shit ton of marketing ads. So regardless of what niche you're in, you're going to see offers on your feed, and you can get kind of some good image inspiration. You screenshot them, place them in a Google Doc, and you could also use GPT to build the copy. You could send it to GPT and say, here's my offer. I need you to build copy for this image. And it will spit it out for you in real time. So now you can hand that to your graphic designer and you get those images in a couple of days and you can keep testing new creatives. Okay. The second part is objection-based hooks. Okay. So I look at Facebook feed for image-based creatives, but I look at Reddit. I look at objections on sales calls to find me good hooks. So I'll simply go to Reddit and I'll type in, what do people hate about sales calls? What do people hate about booking calls? Why do people like webinars? And I look at those comments and those threads to find new hooks for my videos. And I'll use those and I'll test like freaking 10 to 15 a week because I want to see what the market is thinking. The market is the judge. Okay, so if I go on my Facebook comments, I can find good questions in there, use those for new hooks. And then I go on my sales calls, take my Fathom, find objections there, make those into videos. And then I go on to Reddit and see what people are actually complaining about and bitching about, and I make videos about those. So that's how I find out new video hooks as far as my ads are concerned. And a lack of this is causing most ad accounts to break past like 3 to 5K a day is where I see some ad accounts break. Most of the time though, once you're spending 3 to 5K a day, you have a proof of concept, some unicorn ads, it'll likely break at 10K a day. And I made a video about that, which you can go check out as well. Now, as far as why these ad accounts break, and yours could be suffering, maybe your ad costs are skyrocketing. You're like, dude, I was paying $200 a call, now it's $350. I only spent like an extra couple grand a day is because your creatives are getting fatigued. Facebook's Meta AI wants to know that you're testing more creatives on that weekly basis because they're going to feed your ad account with healthier viewage. And they're going to give your ad account more data, lower CPMs because your ad account is healthier, is abiding by the rules of the Andromeda update, which I also made a video about that you can check out too. So to break this down simply, here's how I test and how I scaled to over 25K a day in spend. Okay, so I will record 5 new videos with 1 angle each. So there's 3 angles a week that I will test with 5 different videos each. I will make a campaign. I will do 5 ad sets with all 5 creatives. That's 1 campaign. I'll put that thing at $500 a day in spend, $1,000 a day in spend. I make the second campaign with the second angle. Those separate 5 videos, all broad targeting. The third campaign, same structure again. You got the campaign, 5 ad sets, all broad targeting, 5 different ads. I will let these 15 ads run with at least $100 a day in spend on each. And as I'm scaling, I can now find the winning videos out of those 15. My goal is to find 3 winners. Okay, I just want to find 3 really good winners because if I get 3 winners a week, there's 52 weeks in a year. 52 weeks in a year times 3, 156 new ads that I now know absolutely slap. And if I'm spending 20K a day or more, 156 ads that do well will last me a very long time. And that's the only goal I want for you. 15 videos a week. You're doing the research for about 30 minutes. You're getting your camera set up for about another 15. You could record and slam these within an hour and a half. And then you give it to your editor who's going to take 2 to 3 days to edit them. And then you launch them and you let them run for 7 to 14 days on that same campaign structure. And then from there, I just cut my losers. You know, hey, listen, my cost per call on this ad was $300. This one's $100. But did the $100 per call produce revenue? Oh, the $300 per call has a 3x ROAS. This $100 per call, I'm going to let that run until break even lifetime value. So if I'm running a $10,000 offer, I'm going to run this thing to have golden gap, which is a 4x return. So I'm going to run that ad until $2,500 in spend, see if it works or not. If it doesn't make money within $2,500, I scrape, restart, find new winners. Okay, I do not run my ads for freaking 3 days like most of you who are very impatient. You gotta let the data kick in. It takes long to find creatives that are winning, and it also takes long for creatives to report buying data. That ad might run on day 2, and I've done this to myself in the past. It ran for 3 days. I got impatient. I turned it off. Well, turn to find out that lead that came from it bought 4 days later because I didn't wait. I was being too impatient. And then my ad turned off, so now Meta thinks, oh shit, he doesn't like the ads, turn it off, bad data, but it found me somebody who actually paid. So it said $2,500 was spent, no one bought, 4 days later I had a 4x ROAS. You gotta let the sales process, as far as what's your average sales cycle, pan out, then you can talk about turning it off or looking at the data. So this is my simple campaign structure, how I did it. I'm testing 3 new angles a week based on research, 5 different videos per angle. That could be 5 different backgrounds, 5 different hooks, but it still has the same message and angle. I let the 15 run per week. I find the 3 winners. I cut the losers, and then I let it run, obviously, until that break-even lifetime value. And also, I let it run through the average sales process or sales cycle. So I hope this gave you perspective in today's video. If it did, please subscribe if you're new. It's easier than ever to scale ad accounts, but you have to get very, 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 very intuitive on your creative side. Don't think about targeting as much. Andromeda finds most of the avatars for you on that broad targeting. You got to really hammer down creative. So subscribe if you're new, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.